Okay. First of all, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. Welcome to our program preview for our BIT program. So my name is Fatin Fakhria binti Abdul Aziz. So I'm your program director for this subject. For this course. Basically, what we'll do today, I'll be sharing with you the overview of the subject, what are the subjects available, what are the specialization available. For today, there will be two groups of people. One, those who are already enrolled in BIT, meaning new students, and also prospects, those who are still thinking whether to join or not. Anyway, let's start, okay? Okay, so just a bit on the history of BIT. BIT ni, it's one of the first a few degree programs offered in OUM, and the first intake actually kita start in 2001, and it's fully accredited by MQA. Along the way, we did move to MBOT accreditation, but then we found out that it'll be more acceptable if we were to just go for MQA. It's nationally accepted, right? And we are using MQA programming standard, so don't worry about our program. It's all accredited. It's following the MQA programming standard. The program standard that we are using is 0611, Information Technology and Information System. So kalau you look into the program standard, computing standard by MQA, we have several lah. Ada computing standard, we have 0611, we have 0612, 13, some of it's for software engineering, computer science, but we are on IT. So what are the differences between IT and like computer science, software engineering? Okay, IT ni dia macam jack of all trades. Kita macam tahu the general aspect of IT. Semua kita sapu. So network ada, database ada, security ada. So we covers every aspect of IT lah. We are not very niche on each of the aspect. But we do have specialization for those who are interested in macam sekarang kan we have something that is more trendy like AI and data analytics, and then for those who wants to go more into something general on IT general, then you can go for IT management. If you want to go into something more technical, macam nak jaga network, then you go for network computing lah, right? Okay, so kita punya BIT ni, it's part-time, it's fully online. We don't have any physical classes. All our classes are conducted online. Even when you do your exam pun buat online. Okay, but it's most of our exams are proctored, meaning kita ada sistem yang akan invigilate you guys lah, so that while doing your exam, you kena make sure it's you taking the exam, tak ada orang bantu, or you refer to other sources. So kita nak ensure we provide quality graduates, okay? And our intake, we have 3 intake yearly. Untuk OUM, semua program kita ada 3 intake. So we have January semester, May semester and September semester. Okay. Alright. The duration for BIT program, it's 14 semester. Kalau kita dalam bertahun, dia 4 tahun dan 2 semester. Alright. And kita, this is surat beranak kita lah by MQA. Right. So IT kita ni dia cover banyak aspek of computer punya field tau. So it involves planning, it also involves analyzing the trends, the data, it involves designing and analyzing. Once we analyze the data and whatnot kan, then we can start doing the apa? Hold on I have to allow people coming in because this is through OUM punya Google Meet. So those who are not student in OUM, I have to allow them manually. Alright. Okay, then once we have start designing, we can start developing the whole system lah. And then we can start doing testing, we can start doing the deployment and also the maintenance. This is if you were to, kalau let's say pernah belajar, pernah ambil diploma, so of course you know kan, kita nak buat sistem, this is the phases that we go through. It's not only for developing system, it also applies when you are planning for, and basically any IT projects. Tak kisahlah network ke, tak kisahlah database ke, it's almost the same. Okay. Sorry, I still need to admit someone. Okay, all right. So for our BIT program, we are covering this aspect in computing system. Kita ada cover computer architecture. We also cover operating system, some programming fundamentals. Kalau IT ni, you cannot run away from programming. Maybe we are not hardcore like computer science. Kalau computer science ni memang hardcore programming. Macam-macam programming language memang hardcore lah. Tapi on IT, kita tak hardcore sangat tapi we cover a lot of aspect. That's why kita ni macam jack of trades. Kita semua tahu. Okay. So database pun kita ada, system analysis and design macam tadi kan, when you want to start developing something, we have to do the planning, the analysis, the design. OUM kita tak letak jangan. Okay, kalau ada soalan boleh tak saya habiskan dulu dan nanti saya terima question and during kita punya question and answer session. Boleh Alright. And then we also cover networking and data communication, IT system management, HCI pun ada, web, okay. Okay, so this is the roadmap untuk kita punya studies untuk BIT lah. So the first few semesters kita akan cover more on core fundamentals of the subject lah. And then bila masuk semester yang ke-6 hingga ke-9, kita dah more pergi ke arah yang lebih advanced topics. And starting semester ke-9 sampai semester terakhir, itu kita dah start bagi specialization subject kepada students. So if you were to take IT management specialization atau computing, network computing ataupun business analytics punya specialization, this is when you start taking all the subjects, okay? Okay, so these are the list of subject that you'll be taking for BIT. So macam semua program degree, kita ada beberapa kategori lah. We have general study courses. These are MQA required courses, meaning course ni adalah ditentukan oleh MQA. Kita tak boleh suka-suka hati lah. Kalau tak nak offer ke tak boleh. Memang kena offer. This is what required by MQA. So we have entrepreneurship, falsafah dan isu semasa, khidmat masyarakat, kursus integriti dan anti rasuah, penghayatan etika dan peradaban. And we also provide university compulsory courses. This is to develop your soft skill macam communication, macam presentation skill. So kita provide courses macam English for oral communication, for workplace communication, written communication, and then introduction to communication, learning skill for 21st century. So for those who are already enrolled in OUM, introduction to learning skill for 21st century ni antara subjek yang pertama kena ambil lah. So it basically teaches you how to use our online system untuk OUM student, and then also teach you how to manage your life as a student, especially for ODL students. We are not like conventional students where you go to class and then your lecturer will teach you during many face-to-face classes kan. Dia tak, kita jumpa pun tak banyak kali. Right, and then we have principles of management, professional ethics, and thinking skill and problem solving. Okay, next we move towards core computing courses. So we have basic concept of IT. Ni senang je, dia just nak introduce IT concept yang banyak kita gunakan lah, and tapi it's interesting. And then we will have cloud computing, computer architecture. Untuk networking subject kita ada dua, computer network and data communication network. Database pun kita ada dua. We have database fundamental, database implementation. We have data structure, discrete maths. Maths ada satu je lah, discrete maths. And then we have HCI, human computer interaction. We have industrial training, information security management. When people talk about security in IT, sometimes they always think that firewall, diorang kata apa, encryption atau itu just one aspect tau. Dia sebenarnya security in IT ni it covers a wide aspect. Dia boleh dari segi network, dia boleh dari segi security for data, security for database, security for system. So dekat information security management, basically you'll be introduced into many aspect of security jugalah. And then kita juga ada object-oriented programming, operating system, program design, software engineering, structured programming, system analysis and design, and also web programming. Adalah semua sikit-sikit, okay? Right, so then we have our specialization. Then the first one, we have IT management, right? Ini bagi orang yang nak lebih kepada managing IT projects lah. Focuses on the strategic use of IT to support and improve organizational performance and decision making. It's more general IT. And then we have network computing. Ni bagi siapa yang suka technical, yang suka play around with network, designing, maintaining, troubleshooting kan. Concentrates on the design, implementation and management of computer networks and communication system. Business analytics, ini siapa yang suka play around with data analysis, because you will learn on how to see the data, to predict the trends kan. Combines data and data science to extract insights from data. This is basically to support better decision making for businesses, right? So jom kita tengok the first specialization IT management. Okay, so ini adalah kita punya target market untuk ni lebih kepada aspiring IT leaders ataupun admin yang aim untuk supervisory atau managerial role and interested kepada IT governance, project delivery and compliance. So kita ada 6 subjek untuk specialization ni. Kita ada strategic information system. This is for this subject will be teaching you on how to align IT plans and investment, alignkan dengan kita punya business goal. And then kita ada management information system. Basically this is to use system to support the operation and management decision making for that specific organization lah. And then kita ada knowledge management. This is when you can use the processes of capturing and sharing organizational knowledge to improve productivity and also learning. Dan kita ada IS audit, security and control. Ni untuk ajar students on how to manage IT risk, controls, security governance and audit readiness. We have IT project management. Ni untuk ajar student on how to plan and deliver IT project, macam nak tengok scope dia, nak tengok schedule dia, nak tengok costing dia. And then also change management. This is basically managing people and also process change to ensure successful adoption of new system when it's being introduced in an organization. Next, specialization yang kedua, kita ada network computing. So untuk network computing ni, again, for those who are more technical, who likes to play around with network, kita punya target market kat sini adalah untuk those who aim to go into network engineer atau admin yang enjoy hands-on technical work on the network infrastructure lah. Okay, so kita ada 6 subjek sama juga. We have 6 subjek untuk network computing ni. Kita ada switching technologies. This is basically teaches you on how to design local area network, play around with switching fundamentals. And then we have routing technology. This is where you'll be learning about some routing protocols on how to connect different types of network. And then network security, of course, this is when you will be learning about network security protocols, principles, and also some practices and security measures. Then network management, on how to manage the network, Okay. Right, and we have SDN. This is more on modern programmable networks and controller-based architecture. And finally, we have Internet of Things lah. Okay, and the last specialization, kita ada Business Analytics. Okay, this is for those who likes to play around with data, who likes to see the trend, to predict ataupun to provide better decision making for organization. So we have 6 subjects for this specialization. We have data mining. This is when you'll be learning about discovering patterns and insight from data to use analytical techniques. Kita juga ada data governance and management. You will learn about data quality, data policy, data ownership, the life cycle of data. And then social media analytics, you'll be learning on how to analyze social data to see the trends, the audience, the target market, to know the engagement. And then we have big data. You learn about concept and approach for analyzing large scale data set. When you talk about big data ni, dia dah bukan database saja dah, dia dah very huge data. Then we have accounting management system. You learn on how financial accounting system can support reporting, can support control, and also can support decision making. And finally, management information system. This is when you will learn on how decision support from information system perspective to guide the organization to make better decision. Okay, right. Then we have, okay, here we have the structure. This is the overall structure untuk kita punya 14th semester, the whole your study in BIT lah. So we have 14 semester. Not sure whether you can see, tak apa. Later on, if once you are enrolled, I'll show you how to go in and tengok, okay? Alright, so the first semester, for those who are in the first semester sekarang ni, semester May ni, you have three subject. Kita ada learning skill for 21st century, kita ada basic concept of IT dan falsafah dan isu semasa. So 3 subjek lah. Alright, so kalau kita sebagai part-time student ODL ni, MQA dah tetapkan kita hanya boleh offer student maksimum 11 kredit, tak boleh lebih. Jadi that's why kita boleh offer about 3 subject per semester, tak boleh banyak lah. Alright, so the remaining semesters you can see lah, macam second semester ada pengajian etika peradaban, principles of management, program design, and then year 1 third semester kita ada apa, entrepreneurship, kita ada English for written communication, and then kita dah start ada structured programming. Dekat sini kita buat program design, kita belum belajar programming lagi, kita baru belajar on designing the system. Maybe buat the flowchart, nak tahu macam mana sistem tu it's been designed kan. Then dekat semester ketiga, tahun pertama baru kita start belajar on how to actually develop a system. Okay, so cara ni we found that students are able to follow the programming classes better, because initially when we started introducing programming languages earlier, students are not able to catch up. Maybe it's too much for them, so that's why what we did, kita pecahkan supaya it's more manageable for students, right? And then second year, first semester ataupun fourth semester kat sini kita ada kursus integriti anti rasuah, thinking skill and data structure. Then semester kelima, community service, English for oral communication, computer architecture. Semester keenam, English for workplace, system analysis design, operating system. Saya rasa ni tak apalah. This is basically the structure. Okay, so later on I can show you where to find it and you can view it yourself. Right. Okay, so these are our courses for each specialization. As you can see at the moment, okay, at the moment you can also see this. Sebelah sini nampak kan assignment dan student project. So kita dah pecahkan kat sini supaya student boleh tahu what kind of assessment that for each subject. Jadi dia boleh well prepare lah. But this is not fixed. From time to time we always want to make sure kita provide the best type of assessment for student. We try to macam mana nak cakap, we try to accommodate lah our student, because kadang-kadang kita bagi terlampau berat sangat pun susah juga kan. So as you can see, most of the subject ada about 2 or 3 types of assessment. Macam yang ni, learning skill ni kita ada assignment carries 50%, then kita ada online activity 10% and MCQ. MCQ ni kita punya final exam lah. So ada certain subject yang tak ada final exam, contohnya macam project, macam industry training, tu tak ada final exam lah. Okay, so from time to time it may change, right? Samalah juga macam ni. Okay, so once you are enrolled in OUM, you will have your own learning management system provided by OUM yang kita panggil sebagai MyInspire. Okay, so in MyInspire, you have every single thing you need for your subject there. Even when you want to submit your assignment pun submit online. When you want to take your final exam pun online. Everything is fully online. Okay. Yang kita tak online nanti Kovo je kita jumpa sama-sama. Okay. Alright. So macam tadi kita punya ni program structure ni, where you can find it, you can go to Inspire and then you can click on the program structure. Kat situ you klik BIT, nanti kita akan keluar lah your program structure. Okay. So in OUM, we have all this support for our students. We have SIM ataupun self-instructional material. So macam dekat UIST konvensional, diorang akan selalu adopt satu buku kan, buku ke atau e-book ke. So in OUM, kita pun ada kita punya buku, tapi kita panggil dia SIM. So SIM ni mungkin ada dalam bentuk 3 kategori lah. Sama ada kita buat kita punya modul sendiri, maksudnya develop for OEM saja, bukan untuk orang luar. Iaitu kita panggil modul. And then kita juga ada, if let's say kita adopt e-book, dan kita akan providekan sama ada study guide yang lebih komprehensif ataupun learning kit. Sometimes certain subject require many e-books kan. Satu e-book tu mungkin tak cukup. Jadi dia nak lebih komprehensif, mungkin dia akan adopt beberapa e-book, so maybe dia akan providekan learning kit lah for the student. So we don't just give you e-book and suruh belajar sendiri. So normally we will provide some kind of guidance lah untuk student untuk nak teruskan pembelajaran diorang. Right? So we have okay, untuk kelas kita panggil dia sebagai e-tutorial. So e-tutorial kita ni untuk undergrad kita akan jumpa 8 kali. Setiap kali tu 1 jam. So you have about 8 class lah bersama dengan your e-tutor. So your e-tutor online tu akan juga menjadi e-tutor yang akan jawab any issues, any question that you have regarding that subject in the forum. So dalam MyInspire dia ada forum, so you have issues, you have question, you can always ask in the forum. From time to time your e-tutor will go into the forum and try to assist you guys lah. Okay, so macam e-tutorial tadi dia memang tak wajib. Kat sini dia tak wajibkan datang kelas, tapi kalau boleh datang. Okay, so when you come to class, not come lah, you attend online class lah kan. When you attend online class, you can ask your tutors terus direct. Kadang-kadang bila type ni mungkin lambat sikit ke atau tak sampai ke apa your question. So if possible join lah. Okay, mungkin tak boleh dapat join 8 kali perjumpaan, join beberapa kali pun tak apa. Tapi don't worry, our classes ni kita conduct di outside working hours. So kalau weekday, Isnin sampai Jumaat, kelas kita hanya akan bermula pukul 8 malam sampai pukul 10.30. Kalau weekend, Sabtu, Ahad, kita boleh start daripada 8 pagi sampai pukul 10.30 malam. Tak kisah anytime. Tapi macam tadi saya cakap lah, satu semester 3 subjek. Jadi satu minggu mungkin jumpa 3 jam je lah. Mungkin hari Isnin 1 jam. Hari Khamis 1 jam pukul 9 sampai pukul 10 contohnya. Hari Ahad mungkin pukul 11 pagi sampai pukul 12 tengah hari. So 3 jam saja. Satu subjek 1 jam seminggu. If let's say your tutor nak buat perjumpaan 4 kali tapi 2 jam setiap kali pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Mungkin minggu ni jumpa 2 jam terus, minggu depan tak ada kelas. Sebab kadang-kadang student kita, sebab majority of our students are working adults, so maybe they have issues attending class, nak ada family lagi, so we understand that lah. So this is why kelas kita selalu kita buat outside of working hours. And one more thing, kalau tak boleh attend, don't worry, setiap kelas kita we have recording. Okay, so let's say macam sekarang lah, dia sama je macam yang kita kelas. This is how we conduct our classes. So you can, normally kita akan ajar sampai habis ajar. At the end of our class tu ada question and answer session. During that time dia akan try to entertain whatever question you have lah. Alright. Okay, so kalau yang tak dapat attend class, boleh tengok recording, sebab recording ni kita akan share dekat dalam MyInspire. Like I've said, every material or anything that regards to your studies, you can find in the MyInspire. Semua ada dalam tu, okay? Okay, so ini adalah contoh bagi kita punya SIM tadilah. Ingat tak saya cakap kita pun ada buku kita sendiri kan yang kita panggil modul. Ni contoh kita punya modul for human computer interaction. But not all subject have module. Some subject ada study guide, some subject have e-book saja yang bersama dengan learning kit. Terpulanglah tengok yang kesesuaian dia. Right? Okay, so this is basically how we conduct our e-tutorial macam yang kita buat sekarang ni lah. Alright, so we can have 1 or 2 hour session perjumpaan. Kalau 1 hour tu maksudnya you meet your tutor 8 kali lah. Kalau 2 hour session, then you only meet your tutor 4 kali. Jadi mudah. Mungkin some find it easier, some find it difficult. It's up to you guys, but don't worry, all the recording will be in MyInspire, okay? So this is an example of our forum. So macam dekat sini kita ada setiap threads dekat sini. So you can click into the threads and go into the thread, tengok apa tutor post. Kalau you nak post, you have issues pun boleh post kat situ. Boleh tanya soalan. So you are able to interact with your tutor. Not only that, boleh interact dengan kawan-kawan. Kadang-kadang my students pun when they ask question, kadang-kadang kawan-kawan dia pun tolong jawab sekali. So kita boleh nampak communication antara students kat situ lah. Okay. Selain tu, kita juga ada digital library. So your e-books, if you want to find papers, journals, articles, you can go into the forum, digital library, and you can browse our huge collection of databases in our digital library. Okay. Okay, so inilah kita punya forum tadi. Ingatkan yang saya ada cakap tadi. So dekat dalam forum tu adalah setiap subjek tu ada dia punya tab-tab dia masing-masing. Macam kita ada content kita ada forum, ada assignment. So if you want to access your assignment, you can click on assignment tab, akan ada soalan dekat situ lah, you can download the question. If you want to find your SIM tadi, you can click on content. Macam tadi kan contoh kita punya SIM tadi, you boleh download, you tak perlu masuk every time nak baca kena online je, tak, boleh download je, you can read it offline pun boleh. Okay. Okay, so kat sini assessment info dia akan bagi tahulah kita ada macam mana you be assessed for that subject. Assignment berapa markah, final exam berapa bentuk macam mana, berapa markah. So saya tak ingat starting bila, rasanya 2022 ke, MQA dah require untuk setiap komponen of assessment wajib lulus. Maksudnya katalah your subject ada 2 assessment, satu assignment, satu final exam kan. Katalah assignment kita 60%, final exam 40%. Dua-dua ni kena lulus, maksudnya dua-dua ni kena dapat sekurang-kurangnya separuh. So maksudnya your assignment sekurang-kurangnya 30, your final exam sekurang-kurangnya 20. So total up akan dapat 50, pass. Kalau your assignment you dapat 55, your final exam you dapat 10, walaupun your total up you akan dapat lebih daripada 50%, tetap tak lulus sebab ini requirement MQA, you need to pass both component of your assessment. Okay? Ini untuk semua universiti memang macam tu, kena lulus all component. So we also have support in terms of bengkel, workshop for students macam especially for new students lah, macam bengkel belajar, macam mana cara nak guna MyInspire, macam mana nak buat assignment, macam mana nak buat referencing, semua dia akan ajar masa bengkel tu. Kalau ada masa, join. Okay. Kita juga ada assignment workshop, a few others lah. Ini contoh kita punya bengkel kemahiran belajar kita kat sana. Okay, so for those who are not yet enrolled in VIT, these are the requirement. Untuk STPM, minimum grade C dengan grade C untuk 2 subjek. Untuk STM, minimum 2 subjek jahit. And then untuk matrix, minimum CGPA 2.0. Okay, and also kalau let's say you have diploma tapi bukan computing, contohnya diploma in management, diploma in business admin, so yang tu bukan computing kan. Jadi your minimum CGPA is 2.75, tapi if it's less than 2.75 but more than 2, you can more than 2.5 if I'm not mistaken, silap ni. You can be accepted but you have to seek for internal evaluation process lah. Okay, for STPM, STAM matrix and also diploma yang bukan computing, you need to have a credit for SPM at SPM level. Bagi diploma, lepasan diploma dalam bidang computing, requirement SPM credit tu tak diperlukan sebab selalunya when you want to take diploma computing, nak masuk diploma computing tu pun dah ada requirement ni. That's why masuk level degree dia orang dah tak check yang tu lah. Okay, and then kalau for those DVM, DKM and DLKM, minimum CGPA is 2.5. Okay. Right. So okay, for those who taking graduates daripada DVM, DKM dengan DLKM, you have to take 1 semester extra, iaitu yang mana you have to take 3 subject. Kita ada bridging courses, kita ada course Information Technology and Environment, kita ada Basic Interpersonal Communication and also Essential Mathematics. Ini bagi lepasan DVM, DKM and DLKM. So selain tu mungkin kalau you want to avoid bridging courses ni, what you can do, you can also enroll through APEL. APEL ni kita buat enrollment melalui previous experience yang kita ada. So boleh masuk melalui itu jugalah. Ataupun bagi sesiapa yang memang tak ada diploma, yang dia mungkin ambil sijil ataupun dia ambil courses online, macam dia ambil courses CNA ke, dia ambil SAP courses ke, jadi dia nak enroll ke program VIT tapi menggunakan experience dia mengambil kursus-kursus macam ni, ataupun let's say dia dah bekerja dalam bidang IT walaupun dia tak ada diploma tapi dia dah bekerja dalam bidang IT, mungkin jaga network ke ataupun data center ke, untuk troubleshooting system ke, jadi dia boleh gunakan dia punya experience tu untuk masuk ke program VIT menggunakan APEL. So untuk requirement APEL, you need to be a Malaysian, you must be 21 years above during the year that you are enrolling in the program. Okay, have previous working experience ataupun learning yang relevant to IT, and then kena pass the assessment. Okay. Alright. Tadi kita tengok kan kita ada 14 semester. Okay, for those who graduated from diploma in computing, you can also do credit transfer. Okay. So untuk credit transfer, antara requirement dia adalah program you must be MQA accredited. Minimum subjek yang you nak buat credit transfer tu yang you dah ambil in your institution kena minimum grade C. Dan your subject and our subject, let's say you nak ambil, you nak buat credit transfer subject maths, you dah ambil maths dekat diploma dulu kan. So your subject and our subject kena overlap content dia sebanyak 80%. So kalau lepas all this requirement, then you can do, you can apply for credit transfer. You have to apply benda ni, dia akan entertain once you enroll as a student. Awal-awal sebelum as student dia memang takkan entertain dulu. Okay, so maximum credit transfer untuk normal credit transfer, you can go up till a maximum of 50%. Jadi banyaklah boleh save dekat situ. Tapi katalah tak boleh nak buat credit transfer melalui diploma, ataupun maybe you don't have any diploma ke, so you can also do credit transfer melalui FLC. So untuk FLC, you can go up to a maximum of 60%. Macam, sorry. Kalau macam normal credit transfer tadi 50, tapi kalau FLC boleh go to maximum 60%. So FLC ni apa? FLC ni kita nak buat credit transfer menggunakan prior experience atau prior study learning yang kita dah belajar. Contohnya program, saya ada subjek networking kan. Katalah you dah ambil professional certification. Let's say you have taken CCNA, you have taken CCNP. You can also request for FLC, credit transfer untuk subjek data communication dengan computer network. Provide your cert apa semua, nanti they will do the checking. Then kita akan tengok sesuai atau tidak, then kita akan sama ada kalau sesuai then buat lulus lah. So untuk yang ni you can go up to 60% maximum. Okay, katalah dua-dua you want to do. You nak you nak credit transfer yang normal, you nak juga FLC. Boleh, tak ada masalah. So if let's say you have these two, tapi dia tak boleh lah 50 tambah 60 dah 110 kan. Kan tak belajar lah, takkan kita orang hutang you guys pula. Okay, tak. So for these cases, a maximum of both will allow you to do maximum credit transfer of up till 70% of the whole coursework, credit. So untuk program degree, kita punya kredit yang diperlukan untuk lulus adalah 120 degree. Kalau diploma 90 credit hour. Kalau degree 120. So untuk normal credit transfer plus FLC, you can go up to 70% of 120. Okay? Tapi ada not all subject boleh credit transfer. Nanti saya akan tunjuk kat mana list subjek yang boleh tengok. Selain tu ada dua subjek yang non-negotiable, memang takkan boleh credit transfer. It doesn't matter whether you are the founder of Microsoft ke, tak kisah, tak boleh credit transfer dua subjek ni. Industrial training dengan final year project, tak boleh credit transfer. Okay, so saya beritahu awal. So dua-dua ni 6 credit hour. Industrial training 6 kredit, project pun 6 kredit. So beratlah dua subjek ni. Tapi senang je industrial training ni. For those who are already working, you just do your IT related task dekat masa dekat during your working your workplace, then documentkan sebagai your industrial training. Tu saja. Okay. Alright. Ini kita punya fee structure. Total 27,240. Okay, saya nak cerita sikit pasal industrial training tadi. Okay. Macam saya pun memang jaga industrial training. Jadi these are some of the issues that we have. If let's say you are working tapi you are not working in IT, let's say you're working in something else, not IT related. So how are you going to conduct your industrial training? Takkan you nak berhenti kerja kan? Okay, there are two ways to do it. You can ask your employer to assign you to the IT department during the duration of your industrial training. Industrial training sekejap je, tak silap saya 12 minggu je. Assignkan you dekat dalam IT department during this time, and then you do your industrial training. Okay, kalau your company kata tak boleh, you have to do your work. Okay, kalau macam tu tak apa, you do your tugas hakiki and at the same time minta IT related task assigned to you while you are doing your normal work task. Contohnya sambil buat sale tu, sambil betulkan komputer ke, check apa IP address dekat department A ke, atau set up apa ni access point ke, atau jaga database ke, buat interface ke, boleh lah, tak kisah, assign IT task. Okay, itu bagi yang bekerja. Kalau tak bekerja ataupun bekerja seorang, kalau tak bekerja tak boleh buat apa, you have to apply for industrial training placement lah. Itu memang ni non-negotiable memang wajib buat. Okay, saya beritahu awal. And then if let's say itu tak bekerja, memang senang nak minta kerja. Kalau bekerja sendiri atau your own business, so how? There's no other way, you have to appoint another staff as your supervisor to supervise you during your industrial training, so that you will be doing tasks related to IT that is being supervised by someone else. Itu pun salah satu cara yang boleh dilakukan. All this macam yang cara-cara yang saya bagi ni, these are all given to me by the MQA panel. Masa MQA akan datang, akan audit tau program-program yang kita ada. Dia bukan kita ikut sesedap rasa je nampak program kita, tak. MQA akan datang, tengok program kita betul tak betul, apa offering betul ke, ada yang tak cukup ke, yang cukup ke. So the one that I've given you all this advice that I've given you, these were given to me by the panel. So saya kata, our students are already working, then tak apalah conduct. If let's say kalau bukan dalam bidang, then minta assign ke dalam IT department. Kalau tak boleh, minta assign IT task related. Ni semua MK panel yang suruh. Okay? Right. Okay, tu saja. Okay. Ini bagi student OEM. Once you log in into OEM, this is the interface. Mungkin interface kita tak sama lah sebab saya staff OEM. Okay, so my interface will be different. So nanti you click on My Inspire. Kalau you want to find things about your your industrial training ke, your final year project, click kat My Research ni. Kat My Research ni, dekat sini. Okay, tapi kalau My Inspire dekat sini lah. This is your learning management system. Whatever subject that you're taking, whatever subject that you be undergoing, semua kat dalam ni, okay? So tadi kan nak tengok structure kita kan? Okay, you go into My Inspire, you scroll down, nampak tak kat sini? Ni kat sini ni. Nampak kan BIT? You click on BIT, nampaklah kita punya structure. So you can view here, okay? Right. So ini saya tunjuk contoh subjek yang saya ajar, network. Okay, so ini so dekat sini dia akan tunjuk list of subject yang you ambil lah. Macam for my case, saya ajar banyak subjek, so of course kat depan tu banyak. Okay, so once you go into your own subject, so this is the interface that you have many tabs. So pergilah dekat content, so you can see the kita punya study guide ke, ebook ke, you can access this. And then this one forum, apa benda message yang your Twitter sekejap ya. Alright. And then dekat sini kalau apa-apa you want to share with your e-tutor, ada share any file ke untuk you belajar, so nanti you boleh access lah kat sini. Alright. Okay. Oh, one more thing. Alah. Okay. Tadi you for those interested in EPEL, you can go into OUM punya webpage and then click on EPEL. Okay, kat sini ada beberapa lah FLA for admission. Maksudnya you nak join program OUM, tak kisahlah bukan VIT pun, you nak tengok masuk melalui your experience, you go on FLA. FLC is for credit transfer. FLQ ni for experience. Not all program ada FLQ. PIT tak ada FLQ. So you can click on FLC untuk credit transfer. So you scroll down dekat sini. Sekejap ya. Kat mana dia punya? Okay. So tadi kan you click on FLC courses ni. Okay, kat sini okay, boleh tengok. Okay, dari page yang kat sini, nampak kan? Bachelor of Information Technology. Dia akan listkan subjek apa yang you can do credit transfer. Ni BIT, macam ni kita ada CBAD, boleh credit transfer, CBCA, CBCH, CBCN, CBCS, CBCT, CBMA, CBMC. But not all subject boleh credit transfer. Apa yang boleh, dia akan list kat sini. So you can go into this page, boleh tengok dululah. Okay. Okay. Ada soalan? I stop sharing lah ya. Okay. Nampak lah. Mana tadi? Okay. OUM ada tajaan boleh apply for PTPTN kalau tak silap saya. Okay. Jika bekerja sebagai NOC dalam internet monitoring, boleh. Boleh. Kan? Mesti Frederick lega. Yes, Ziyang nak tanya apa? If you don't want to type, you can also on your mic and you can ask question. FLC tu boleh credit transfer macam saya cakap. Tak dengar ya Akmal. Saya cakap kan bukan semua subjek boleh credit transfer. Jadi apa list yang saya share tadi, yang tadi kalau Akmal nak tengok, pergi dekat website tadi FLC tu. Dan saya share balik Okay. Sekejap. You go into OUM punya website, click on EPEL. Atas kanan, nampak kan? Saya punya atas ni, mouse ni, ni. Click on EPEL. Okay, kat sini ada 3 EPEL. Ada EPEL A, C, Q. A untuk admission, Q untuk previous entry melalui experience, tapi bukan semua program ada lah FLQ ni, PIT tak ada So C, kita punya C untuk kita punya credit transfer. So you click on FLC, okay, you scroll down, dia ada tulis ni FLC courses, okay, right. Nanti dekat sini dia masuk sekolah sebab semua fakulti, semua program pun dia list kat sini sebab program student lain pun nak tengok kan. Jadi you cari sampai dia tulis BIT. Okay, so page 4 ke tadi? Page 4, okay, starting page 3 kot. Kat sini dia nampak kan Bachelor of Information Technology kan. So kita ada dah CBAD, CBCA, CBCH, CBCN. Macam saya cakap, list yang ada dalam ni je boleh credit transfer. Bukan semualah. Tapi yang confirm, yang 2 memang tak boleh, ada ialah industry training dengan projek. Okay. For credit transfer FLC, kena apply by semester ke or boleh apply by in advance? That one I'm not sure because this is handled by another department APEL dekat OUM. Boleh tanya dia orang lah. Okay. Alright. Ada soalan lain nak tanya? Nanti kan kalau you kelas CBCT dah daftar semester 1 boleh FLC. Boleh try? Okay. Untuk FLC boleh ke kalau request untuk course IT management sebab kerja berkenaan IT management dalam masa sama juga ingin ambil course untuk network? Tak boleh, Jeffrey. Untuk specialization kita hanya allow satu je. Okay, and macam tadi kan, dia tak boleh interchangeable pun. Mana dah pula saya punya slide tadi. Sekejap Okay. Ni kan, katalah, okay. Katalah, let's say Jeffrey ambil ni, IT management kan. So lepas tu Jeffrey nak ambil switching and routing. Bestnya rasa nak belajar kan. Tak boleh. Dia hanya boleh satu saja. Dia tak boleh ambil sini sikit, ambil sini sikit, ambil sini sikit, roncit-roncit. Tak boleh. Dia kena satu je. Okay. Right. Also I joined it just now. Boleh tahu mana dapat recording? Recording apa tu? Recording class ke Amira? Kalau recording class, I assume it's recording untuk kelas lah kot. Okay, saya tunjuk recording meeting ni. Saya tak tahulah sebab nanti ini CLA akan share. Okay, memang semua orang akan dapat recording ni. Muat tak perlu requirement muat. How to use Moodle untuk LMS ni lah, kita punya MyInspire ni. Okay, kalau untuk MyInspire ni, I think it's self-explanatory lah sebab dia macam text-based pun. So kalau macam let's say you nak tengok your forum, you click on forum lah. Kalau let's say you want to see the content of the subject, apa ebook ke, apa study guide ke kan, boleh klik ke content. Kalau let's say you nak tengok soalan assignment, you click on assignment, dia bagilah apa kita punya soalan kita dekat sini, CPCN ni, okay, dia bagi deadline semua dah bagi tahu kat situ. Let's say kita nak tahu tutorial kita kan, kelas-kelas kita. So kita boleh klik dekat e-tutorial, kita klik kat sini and then klik dekat my ET timetable. So dekat sini dia akan bagi tahulah, macam saya memang saya ajar subjek ni. So you want to join, you click on live link. Kalau you want to see the recording, since katalah tak boleh attend kan, kelas ni pun saya dah conduct, dah record, dah jalan. So boleh klik kat recording link. So ni adalah recording untuk kelas pertama untuk subjek ni CBCN. Saya memang jaga program ni, tapi saya more on network. So macam network computing tu memang saya ni lah. Tapi we have other lecturers untuk jaga network juga. Okay. Jangan banyak pula soalan saya tak rasa bising-bising tadi. Kena ambil appointment, tak perlu recording. Okay, sekejap. BIT ni estimate berapa tahun akan crack jika ambil 4 subjek per sem. Okay, Frederick. Untuk kita di OUM, MQA dah tetapkan maksimum 11 kredit. Tapi kalau tak silap saya, dia ada kelonggaran bagi student. Tapi bukan first year, after first year, tak silap saya lah. Ni kena check dengan RPMU sebab kita ada banyak rules and regulation yang dah ditetapkan oleh universiti yang akan mungkin berubah berikut peredaran masa lah. Tapi ini yang setahu saya. Boleh apply more than 3 subjek, 4 subjek. Kalau tak silap boleh ambil. Tapi bergantung kepada requirement, antaranya tak boleh first year. And then you kena maintain your CGPA above berapa dah. Mungkin above 3.5 kalau you memang excel semua subjek and then your CGPA memang tinggi, then you boleh try to apply untuk lebih. Jadi boleh ambil cepat lah kan. Right. Boleh mohon lagi tak FLC ni untuk course IT jika boleh je, tak ada masalah FLC, tapi semua FLC ke atau credit transfer ke, you can only apply once you have enrolled as a student. Okay? BIT ni ada minimum tahun untuk grad tak? Setahu saya tak adalah pula, tapi macam yang saya tulis tadi, dia ada requirement untuk maximum credit transfer, di mana you have FLC and also normal credit transfer which is 70% maximum. So 30% tetap kena ambil daripada 120. So gunakan tempoh tu lah untuk kita punya ni. Okay. Right. Kailun, you bukan my student ke Kailun? Kailun dah semester Kailun di IT nak sambung ke? Okay. Alright. Okay. Kailun, kalau you want to sambung lagi cepat sebab kalau diploma IT OUM nak sambung degree IT dekat OUM juga, kita ada apa tak silap saya, diorang ada panggil en bloc punya credit transfer. Dia ada macam macam en bloc tu macam one set boleh credit transfer, jadi lagi cepat. Sebab dia kalau tengok kita memang when we plan our subject untuk degree and diploma, we try to keep about 80% similar tau, sebab kita nak allow this to happen lah. Jadi diploma student dengan degree student dia punya coverage sama je, except ada 20% tak sama, ada dua extra topik ke supaya extra sikit lah. Soalan pun most of the time assignment kita try buat sama supaya kita nak ensure dia boleh transition kepada degree easily later on. Tapi of course lah, mungkin soalan sama tapi expectation bila kita marking tak sama lah kan. Degree student mungkin kita, diploma student mungkin kita bagi more leniency. Okay. What's the difference between FLC and normal credit transfer? Normal credit transfer is doing credit transfer based on your diploma. Kalau FLC is based on your prior experience, your working experience ataupun your non-formal learning, macam you ambil short courses, macam you ambil professional certification, that is you can take through FLC. Okay, Amira? Kalau tak dapat, boleh, tak ada masalah, Akmal. Cuma panjang sikit je lah masa. Okay. Subjek killer. Tak nak lah saya bagi tahu, nanti kan lari kan. Tak adalah, dia mana ada killer. Kita IT ni dia macam laid back sikit. Dia tak macam hardcore sangat macam computer science. IT ni dia macam chill sikit lah. Okay. Kalau nak habis degree awal, apa kena prepare? Just make sure you are always up to date dengan your subject. Sebab kadang-kadang saya rasa when you are studying as an ODL student, dia kadang-kadang boleh laut sikit sebab you don't go to class, you don't meet your cikgu, you don't meet your lecturers, you don't meet your tutors, you don't meet your friends. So sometimes you don't even know your friends. So itu yang kadang-kadang boleh buat kita lalai. So the easiest way is for you to manage your time properly. One of the ways I always ask my student to do what? Tahu, kalau bila masuk semester kan, antaranya saya suruh buat notification untuk assignment. Macam katalah assignment submit pada 1st of July. So saya suruh pergi dekat Google Calendar, buat event dekat situ pada 1st of July, due date assignment. Tapi buat banyak notification. Setiap event ada macam assignment ke, ada online quiz ke, ada final exam ke, you always buat event dekat dalam your calendar and buat notification. Jangan buat satu, buat beberapa. Macam assignment 4 minggu before submission, buat satu notification. 3 minggu, buat satu notification. 2 minggu, so you are always reminded of the dates. Because I know maybe orang kata senang tak payah pergi kelas, betul. Tapi if you are so busy with your work, you are so busy with your family, kadang-kadang mungkin tak perasan tau tarikh tu. So itu pada saya time management is very important. Okay, Man? Okay, Anissa, kalau kerja SIT, ambil diploma in IT, boleh apply both yang boleh transfer maksimum, betul. Okay, Anissa? FLC tu termasuk ke nak habiskan? Ya, betul. FLC tu termasuklah nak habiskan degree awal. Jadi kalau boleh buat FLC tu credit transfer tapi melalui experience bekerja ataupun experience dengan non-formal learning. Non-formal learning adalah bukan diploma. Contohnya you ambil short courses, you ambil professional certification macam CCNA, CCNP, SAP, CEH, those things. Okay? Tak ada ke buat group WhatsApp untuk course kita ni, takut terlepas? Tak ada. Satu semester ada pun ratus, saya nak entertain dah butak kepada saya. Dah lah tu. Rambut saya pun dah tak banyak dah ni. Don't worry, you just tengok forum. Memang tutor selalu rajin untuk update. Saya pun tak suka selalu bagi posting dekat dalam forum because I know you have many things to do. Saya akan post benda-benda penting macam saya nak share sources macam references ke, saya nak share infografik ke, saya buat soalan ekstra untuk student supaya dia lebih faham, macam saya buat quiz ke, sebab kadang-kadang baca je kita tak test pusat juga. So saya what I will do is I will put extra effort, ambil masa untuk sit down, buat soalan ekstra untuk student-student saya try nak jawab. So that kita bantu dia orang sebab working adults is not easy. I know. Okay. Tapi Akmal, kadang-kadang ada juga tutors yang ada buat WhatsApp group untuk dia orang punya subjek. Okay. Ada soalan lain? Credit transfer biasa dekat mana boleh tengok list course yang boleh transfer? Okay, itu Akilah kena tanya RPMU. Dia akan ada satu sistem untuk credit transfer. Okay. Nanti selalunya dia akan minta, let's say Akilah ambil diploma IT juga kan. Katalah dah belajar database. Tak nak belajar lagi database sekarang kan. Dan dekat diploma database Akilah pun dapat A contohnya kan. Nanti dia akan minta transkrip, Akilah punya transkrip dengan dia punya list of topics. Benda tu lah daripada yang universiti, nanti dia akan tengok overlapping berapa, cukup 80%, tu semua cukup, then boleh dapat credit transfer. Jadi pendeklah sikit masa kita nak belajar. Okay? Memang Akmal, FLC tu memang OUM. Kalau Akmal tengok, yang FL ni kan kita access melalui OUM kan, OUM punya page kan. Yang FLC ni memang OUM yang ni FLC OUM punya, bukan FLC universiti lain. Universiti lain adalah dia punya sendiri, tapi kita untuk OUM kita sendiri ada department yang memang handle FL. Okay? Okay, any other question guys? Tak apa, no problem. Tak perlu rasa sorry pun. Masa ni memang waktu untuk bertanya. Oh good. Okay, welcome. You're most welcome. Okay. One of the thing I want to remind all of you, nak belajar dia mudah atau susah tu dia bergantung pada diri kita lah. So since dah enroll ni, paksa juga diri. Habiskan juga. Okay. So that nanti masa convo kita boleh jumpa. Okay guys, so siapa yang dah enroll belajar rajin-rajin. If you have any question regarding VIT punya courses, boleh email saya. Boleh tanya mana-mana tutor pun, tak ada masalah. Okay, for those who are still thinking on whether to enroll or not, I hope I have given you enough information. Okay, so good luck. Right, okay, tak ada apa-apa lagi, kita end sini. Okay everyone, Assalamualaikum.